All right, this thing, been sitting here, pulled it up, said I was gonna work on it. You all saw how well that worked. Never did nothing. So today I want to try to do a little more to it in the form of adjusting the valves, which are not adjusted. So that is our plan. I got my book up there. Disregard my mess. I'm a slob. Tough luck. But we're going to try to get closer to making this run. I can pull off whatever I need off that parts tractor and then get it out of here because it's right in the way. All this stuff is in the way. Just call the auctioneer. I've had enough. Have an auction. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ralph the Oliver Man, and this here is a 1355 in disguise. Silver paint for whatever reason. This is the tractor that we believe could be a heritage tractor. However, there are no good records to tell us nothing. So, as previously discussed, very much like the 1365 with some strange quirks about it. And so that's what we're going to address here. I really should have left those rags where I had them to keep the dirt out of my brand new injectors. I was going to use these injector lines that came off of that one that I had, but I think they might be garbage. Also, we may end up changing the pump before this is done. I don't know. Our last affair with this was extreme water neck sadness because, as you recall, I found that I couldn't get something in there because of whatever. So, we also need to rob parts for that because that was all missing off of this. And I don't really know if that, I guess that went there from there to there. Yeah. We'll get it, is what I'm saying. Somehow we will make this work. We just have to think. So, like I said, our next affair here is valve adjustment. These nice little Italians are made altogether different. Ours, in America, have a slotted screw head and then a nut. These have a flat thing that sticks up and then a nut. So now I can't use my regular adjusting tool. I'm gonna have to use just whatever. I'm gonna use the red pliers is what I'm gonna use to turn that. But it's gonna be much more difficult. We also need to figure out a way to nicely turn this because this ain't gonna fly. And I don't know, maybe I'm not gonna get very far today because I'm not very well prepared. I have no plan. I have no battery in it anymore. I have nothing. I have nothing. I am a shell of a man. But I got my book here. And they always said that books were the key to knowledge. So we're going to try to see if we can unlock some of that. And we're going to try 1355 engine data. Sure, we knocked our wrench almost all the way to the ground, but not really. So we got our cute little shop book here. We need some technical information, and that's not going to tell us it yet. There's some more stuff that might be useful. Crankshaft, camshaft, valve clearance adjustment, 1355. 10 intake and exhaust. They're all 10. Hey, that's pretty handy that they're the same. Now we need to also know the firing order, because firing order is 1342. It could either be for a 4-cylinder, it could either be 1342 or 1243. So that's important. 1342. Remember that. Don't let me forget. So we need to find our number 10. Watcha me. That's a lot more than 10. I should probably just buy a new one of these, because, you know, it ain't, no. It's like 36. What's happening here? 14. 16. 10. This one is 10. Now, this ain't handy at all, I'm here to tell you. Also, I'm a little bit hard of mental capacity. So, we're going to have to think about this. Ideally, I would have done this before I had put, you know what I'm trying to say? Before I had put the injectors in. Because then no compression would have made her just roll over. So pretty. So we said it was 1342. 1342. So that means that we would adjust when number 4 comes up where one valve closes, the next one starts to open in between there. That's when we adjust the opposite one. And so on and so forth down the line. So we're going to have to get something to turn this over. We can try the battery, but I don't know that it's going to be as precise as we want. But maybe it'll get us to where we can see where we're at and then figure it out. But I think I robbed the battery for little Freddy. So I'm going to have to unrob it. I thought I had a third one of those somewhere, but or a fourth one or fifth one of those batteries, but I got no idea where they are. So one thing I've learned from messing with these Fiats is that it would be well worth the extra cash to buy a modern starter for a little heritage tractor here, because they just turn over so much easier than the original. The originals, I have just had a lot of issues with getting them to start easily. Now, I forgot that we don't have a working key switch in this one. And we can't turn it on, which means the way I was cranking it was with a screwdriver, so I gotta get that. Let's see here. Okay, win 1. Let's get somewhere. Come on. That ain't where I want to be. What did I do? Did I knock it loose? Ain't getting nothing. I think I must have pushed my luck too far or something. Come on. Now that one should... What is happening here? There. Right there. When those two, that one just whatever and that one's starting, now we should be able to adjust these two. Because 1, 3, 4, 2, but 1 is doing it, so we're doing 3. So 3, yeah, I know what I'm talking about, even if it don't make sense, I promise. I'm not that stupid. I look stupid, but I'm not as stupid as I look. So remember that, you 9% of female viewers. I'm really not that stupid. Not that good looking, but I'm not that stupid. Okay, now, see, this is just so much more difficult with this stick up thing than if it had just been see, that ain't gonna work. We don't have enough hands or enough brain cells for this. Right about in there. Oop. Somewhere in that neighborhood. try that. Did we get it? Yeah, I could have went a little more. Let's try to turn it with this, because what? This just ain't going like I wanted it to. Okay, we're gonna go one notch in this red pliers. I think that'll make it more better. No, it didn't. It actually made it more worser. There. Find the gap. If you know, you know. How's that? Okay, now, if I tighten this down, tighten her a little more. Oop. So far, this is proving to be one of the most difficult things I've ever done, and I don't know why. Why is this little Italian job being so much more of a pain than an American one? It's probably much more precise than our setups here. Now we're getting where I want to be. Yeah. I wish this was... There ain't no range either. It says 10. It doesn't say between 10 and... I actually think it needs to be tighter. I don't understand it. There. That's what I like. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Now how's this one? Now this one is worlds too tight. We're gonna put it right there. Yep, that's what I want. Okay, so in theory, number 4 is good to go, because number 1 started to do its thing. So if I watch number 1, now I'm going to watch number 3, and then we'll set number 2. Because it was 1, 3, 4, 2, was it not? Maybe we should double check, because you guys forgot. I don't know why you can't remember certain things. 1, 3, 4, 2. We're going to watch for this one, which is going to, it's opening or closing that, and then it's going to go to the next one. And when it does that, and well, I wish my setup here was a lot better. I'm having a lot of issues with my Mickey Mouse setup I've got rigged up. Now, wish I still had my trigger, but it failed during that 270 job. Okay. Come on, friend. And 3, come on. There we go. We're gonna say that's adequate. We might be way wrong, you know. We might have to do them all again. I don't know. Let's see, we're way off on that. Way off. But this has been apart for who knows how long. I mean, we're doing things that they didn't say can't be done, or however that song goes, you know?
Are we gonna do what they say can't be done?
We're gonna do what they say can't be done, shouldn't be done, because it's stupid, I guess. I don't know. Right about there. I'm happy with that. Are you still watching? I hope. I know it ain't worthy of viewing, but hey, like I said, I'm not creating stuff just for you to watch. I'm just videotaping myself drinking and working on things like I would be normally. So, that's how it is. Alright, next day. We've got everything put together here as far as valves adjusted. I have to find, or rather get, because I guess I could check my Fiat bolt bucket, but I need some nuts to hold the valve cover down. The other one is not, it doesn't have that set up. And as I think about it now, let's take a peek here again. I might regret taking this off because it's kind of difficult to maneuver, but no, I guess not. I think this is the way that it's actually supposed to be, based on the other one that I have that is running. And that parts tractor, I noticed somebody used like through bolts, but that's not very good, because then you essentially are losing your adjustment when you take these out, because yeah, it's got two, the way this is made, there's two things that hold the thing down, but I like this idea better. So anyway, I'm gonna get nuts, is what I'm saying. I got the return setup robbed off that other one, and this hose cleaned out. We need to drain our fuel tank and see what kind of nastiness might be in there. This sucker's got a different fuel setup than the 1365s, because they, on those, put both filters side by side. This one's got one up here and one down there. So we're definitely gonna change them, but we'll change this one. And then this one was missing, so we're going to have to rob a bowl off of that other tractor. The bolt is still there, but yeah, we're gonna do that. We also need to take a minute and appreciate the difference in plumbing to figure out what path the fuel takes here. This is a little different, the way the return line setup is, because of that. And this little thing here, on that last one, it was garbage. So we need to take those apart and pick the best of the two, and then get this hooked up to this, which is junk. So we're gonna have to use the one off the other one. That's totally plugged up with varnish. So yeah, we need to make that more better. That is the little thermostat deal. So this is like a little fuel reservoir, and it's always got some in it, and then if you need to use that heater thing, it just dribbles some fuel in there. So that's probably what we're going to start with right now, so we can get that wrapped up. And then I'd like to put the fuel lines on, and then the fuel system is essentially done. But we're going to have to take this apart and see. Did I take the other little tank off yet? I don't know. But we're going to do that. We're going to pull the lid off this and make sure that it's clean. And if it is, we're going to have to get the hose off the other one, maybe, because it's got the end that is right. I don't know. Let's see what this one looks like, and then we'll figure out. Let's use the red pliers. The amazing red pliers. that seem to do everything under the sun. One of these days we need to work on the 4180 too, because I could sure use it at some point this winter. I need to have it mobile. Well, that's a lot more difficult to get at than it should be. Is this one going to be full of... No, it's actually very good shape. It might be a little bit schmutzy in there, but we can fix that. Let's go get, or see about getting that hose off the bottom of the other one. Right, see this one, we really, I guess, would only need this little barb, but do you think we're going to be able to get that nicely? I don't know. Let's take these teeny tiny little hose clamps loose. I mean, they are small. This might be a two-hand job. I've got injection pumps. I think I've got 2 injection pumps extra now. So surely we can find one that'll run these things. For a minute I thought the camera wasn't recording, and that would have been a bummer. Now we're gonna have sadness right away. Always sadness. We need to get that broke loose. And is that one 9/16 or 14 millimeter? That fire starter thing is spinning. That's what our problem is. Let's see, that would be tight. No wonder. Righty tighty, mighty whitey. Or however that goes. I'll put this back on. Well, liquid came out of that, so that's good. That's promising. I bet I should have used this manifold, because I bet the tabs are broke off that other one, but whatever. We've been disappointed before. What's once more, you know? Come on. Okay. Let's see if there's a reasonable amount of success on this other one. Okay, I'm not worried about that end as much as I'm worried about getting it off of this tank. This one, of course, the tractor's got the sheet metal on, so it's harder to get off. Just ridiculous. You know, just ridiculous. There we go. Very nice. Very nice guy. Alright. I think this is still loose in here, so I'm going to spray this out real quick. Okay, well, are we sad about our life choices yet? I don't know. I need to probably spray this line out too and make for 100% sure that it's open. Because it doesn't look like stuff's going through it, so. Ew, yuck. Yeah, that's nasty. That ain't had fuel flowing through it in many moons. Okay, well, That ain't gonna get anything out. Look at that nasty stuff that came out of there. We need to get that more better. Probably try to find some small wire to stuff through there. Once again, the simplest task is proving to be labor intensive. Okay, well, we got it now. It's unplugged. So we're gonna take the cap off. Can you see what's taking place? That's pretty nasty too. I'm pretty sure that this old thing ain't gonna thermo start no more, but you can get new ones of them if you need to do that. Somewhere there's supposed to be an opening. There. Yeah. See, your old diesel fuel today is just garbage. It turns into like a glue almost. So we're doing the best we can. This isn't essential though to make it run, so it's just for fun. Completeness sake, I guess you would call it. Yeah, originality. Now we're gonna try to work twice as hard to get this on there with the sheet metal. I guess a guy could pull it up through here, couldn't he? That'd make it easier, wouldn't it? Would it though? Would it? Wouldn't it? Well, we'll find out later how bad this leaks. This could be a potential leak, fuel leak. We need that down in there like that. These go over like this. That'll hold that down. The lid, we'll put that down. I wish I had diesel fuel on hand to fill filters, but I don't. Okay, we got all that clear. I've never had these two lines loose. They might be plugged up, but time will tell on that. We hope not. This we should probably tighten up, if it will. Then we need to find a bolt with the rubber, because that's all missing off that back one. Somebody tried to take stuff loose and then switch gears halfway through and robbed all that, and we need that of course with this, but also to hold that tank level. Your wiring does in fact go under the injection lines, which is not pleasant, but that's the way it is. Probably would be good to tape that really well whilst we do that. So, what size is that? 13 on both ends. I'm gonna go try to rob a bolt and the rubber stuff, and then we'll put that on. Then I think we'll be ready for injection lines. Okay, we got a rubber piece robbed. I had to take both of them loose to get enough good stuff to make that happen. Well, my friends, sure. Are we gonna get this? Probably not. Because we want to, you know. It's usually the way that works. There. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. What else is necessary here? Well, this I'm pretty sure is the horn wire. It's just hanging out. We'll worry about that later. I think we're ready for injection lines. And I'm not sure how difficult that's going to be, but we will find out. All right, one of these wrenches is bound to take these loose. Even though they're American. It's not 3/4. Will 11 get close? 11 will get us close. I guess I could put the old ones back on here to keep the dirt out, but we'll come up with something. We may end up pulling the pump off this one to make the other one run. Oh, interesting. I see something else we're going to be changing probably too, whilst we're at it. But I'll explain that in a minute. You know how frustrating it is? A lot of this stuff that I had to buy one piece at a time for that other one, the green one, I would have had it if I'd have had these parts tractors. But they didn't even come into my life until... Yeesh. I'm having trouble sitting where I can sit and not fall over. So, okay, see, this is going to be a tricky affair, because two of them have to go on one side. Oh no, that other tractor doesn't have this filter, so it should be easier on that one. So if I'm looking at this though, it makes sense to put the front two on first, or there's no clamp on this one. This tractor doesn't have the clamp anymore. I was thinking they had clamps. Guy ain't gonna get that out of there though, is he? Okay. So the back one goes on the bottom. Let's leave them hang out for now. See if we can get the first two on. This pump has had fuel through it recently, which makes me almost want to choose it. But we'll try the other one and then fail and then have to take it off, and you know. Okay, so number 2, if we put that one on first, and then we'll do number 1, and I think we'll have it better luck at getting it all put together. Or not. Okay, number 2 and number 1. Number 1 was on the top. Number 2 line on the bottom. That's number 1. This is number 2. And I got it upside down, that's why. Somehow I flippity-flopped it. I'm just going to put them on loose to start with, because we're going to be taking them loose again, I bet you, to see if there's any fuel coming through them. And I'll probably just take them loose at the pump and see if I can get fuel to squirt out of there, because if that don't happen, there ain't no sense in, you know what I'm saying. Alright, I'll grab those other 2. Number 4 is the bottom one, so we'll put it on first. or not. In case you hadn't guessed, we aren't going to get this running today. We're just making progress. So don't get all uppity that you didn't get to see it run, because there's still a lot more stuff to do to it before that day comes. Boy, it really makes a guy think about pulling the pump. And it really makes a guy just think about pulling the pump and having it rebuilt. Wouldn't it suck, though, to rebuild an injection pump on a junk motor? We got that sealed up now. So we're plugging away, friends. We got a fuel system there. We just got to get that bowl and a filter. Agco only sent me one filter. I ordered some for my cousin and his combine, and they screwed up my cart and ordered only one of certain ones, and I need two. So I'm going to have to order again for him. So I'll see if he wants Agco fuel filters, and if so, I'll order him some, and then, but I'm going to use this one, I think, and swap that one out. So we might do that now. I don't know how long this video is getting to be, but it's been a while on the old silver horse, so you might as well get to see a few things. Is that the size? No, I'm not yet. Come on, red pliers, don't. Aw, I went too much. There. Probably be better to just get a socket for that one. Well, I had another revelation whilst I was doing that. Instead of today taking loose this filter, which is sealed up and keeping dust out, why don't I close up the one that's open? Wouldn't that make more sense? Yeah. So we are going to work on this feller here. Everything looks in order, I think. We just need to clean up some pieces. So this one's going to get the glass bowl, and we're going to get this nasty varnishy looking stuff out of it, if at all possible. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm really leaning towards pulling that injection pump. But I just can't help but try it and then ruin my new injectors, you know? That's the Ross way. Okay, we don't need that. Goodbye, O-ring of sadness. O-ring of sadness. Looks pretty though, don't it? I think I've got some extras on hand in case this one would break. Now, let's see if our Agco filter came with a lot more juices than your Napa's filters. No, it didn't. It's got a washer. What's that washer for? Is that for the top? Surely not. Let's see what we got. You know what I might do? I might go get the bolt that was with this base. I'm not saying that would make any difference, but it might. Who knows? It might be better shape. It might. We could also use an O-ring pick, which we destroyed in the last episodes. Get this O-ring out. Agco put it in the handy snack pack, so we'll do that. And has it still got the O-ring on top, or did that fall out by now? It's still up there, I think. which is good because that means it kept the groove clean. The O-ring in the bowl. Is that gonna fit? Good deal. It even looks pretty on there. Okay, so our fuel system is totally sealed up now, which is a good thing. It's been apart for so long. I'm still not convinced that this injection pump is going to be worth a hoot, but I think I'll pull these off when we crank it over once we get it fuel. When we get fuel in it, I'm also tempted to just go ahead and pull the cover off and see if it's got, yeah, look at how gummy that is. See if the metering valve is stuck. Oh boy, I bet that's full of trash. But such is life. We can pull that off pretty easy, as we discovered in that other deal. So if we do that and see that it's not going to be what we want, we can always pull this pump and then flip-flop it for one of the other two I've got on hand, because I got one on that tractor and one that came off the original 1365 way back when. So, and then again, I may just take this and have it rebuilt. I'll have to call him. I got a question for him about something else anyway, so that may be the thing to do. Boy, the throttle linkage is stiff. Probably would be good to give it some lubing all over. Oh, and I guess I didn't even talk about how I got the intake manifold put on last night and exhaust manifold put on the tractor. So I also ordered a muffler for it, and you're going to say, muffler, why'd you do that? It doesn't even run. Well, it just makes sense to me to have her sealed up in case it sits, that I don't have to worry about stuff getting in there. So I'll put the muffler on and a rain cap, and then I won't have to worry about it. See, it'll be fine. I'm seeing also that there's going to be some sadness with these power steering tanks, at least the bracket. This bracket is broke off of this, and at first I thought, I didn't realize that it was actually broken, but that other one appears to be that this is welded to it, even though it doesn't look like there's any weld marks. But, and then there's a hole there and a hole, and it uses one of these. So there's also a little spacer, I guess, under there to get it up to the level of what it needs. So we'll have to tackle that. That might be the next episode of this. Get another fuel filter for here, swap that out. Thermostat and housing, we'll probably rob that off the other tractor. The upper radiator hose, this radiator's probably full of garbage. Probably should wash that out or something first, because it's been sitting open who knows how long. I bet you there's critters a living in there. So I don't know, maybe we won't. I don't know, we'll see. We also need to pull the pan and make sure that everything is okay, and clean it up and put oil in it, because it still, I don't think, has very much of any oil in it. So there's plenty to do, is what I'm saying, before we get to hear it run. But we at least got more stuff sealed up we don't have to worry about, and we're making progress, and that is all that matters. So hooray for us. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me how dumb you think I am. Or, if by some slim chance you liked it, say that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.